I Hear America Singing is taken from Walt Whitman's collection Leaves of Grass, published in 1855. Leaves of Grass is a response to the Civil War that spread across America. Walt Whitman's greatest contribution is to bring the idea of America into focus and distinguish her from other European experiences. The whole collection of Leaves of Grass, including the poem I Hear America Singing, celebrates democracy, love, and friendship. However, his excessive focus on the theme of companionship and the need of comrades led his work, The Leaves of Grass, to become a controversial issue, and thus refusal to be published because it promoted homosexual themes. The chief aim of this poem is to celebrate the common man. Whitman himself commented, "My book and I, what a period we have presumed to span. Those 30 years from 1850 to 1880s, and America in them." An American poet, an essayist, and a journalist, he is also known as the father of free verse. I Hear America Singing is written in free verse, with no rhyme scheme or no conventional poetic rules, but simply the melody of common man's conversation. He is also known as an American romantic poet for his interest in the simplicity of nature. Democracy is the central theme of Whitman's works. Through the poem, I Hear America Singing, the poet conveys that it is also through the contribution of the working class American that contributes to the glory of America. They also contribute greatly in making America great, each singing what belongs to him or her and no one else. His patriotic feelings is conveyed through the way he takes pride and joy in hearing his fellow citizens merrily singing about their contribution to building the nation. During the day, the mechanics, the carpenters, the masons, boatmen, deckhand, the shoemaker, the hatter, woodcutter, plowboy, young or old, they sing, while the women and young wives and the girls sing their song doing their household chores. At night, the young fellow, robust and friendly, sings their melodious songs. This poem also presents his philosophical idea of community, sense of community, the universality of humanity regardless of caste or creed, wealthy or poor, and regardless of gender. His idea is not just confined to a certain geographical region or place or a historical time. He preaches the ideals of democracy not just in America but beyond his own nation. Every individual belonging to his nation sings his own song, lives his own life, and plays his own part as a responsible citizen. And the different works of all the common men come together to constitute the varied carol that Walt Whitman hears. It is said that as a journalist, he visited the war front line during the Civil War and volunteered tending to the injuries of the soldiers. But through this poem, we see that as a patriotic man, he is not just interested in the military class, but also to the common man's contribution. He appreciates the American working class, regardless of age, profession, gender, night or day. The text of the poem goes, I hear America singing, the varied carols I hear, those of mechanics, each one singing his as it should be, blithe and strong. The carpenter singing his as he measures his plank or beam, the mason singing his as he makes ready for work or leaves off work. The boatman singing what belongs to him in his boat, the deckhand singing on the steamboat deck, the shoemaker singing as he sits on the bench, the hatter singing as he stands, the woodcutter's song, the plowboy's on his way in the morning or at noon, intermission or at sundown, the delicious singing of the mother or the young wife at work or the girl sewing and washing, each singing what belongs to him or her and to none else. The day what belongs to the day. At night, the party of young fellows, robust, friendly, singing with open mouths their strong melodious song. Let us discuss some of the poetic devices that he uses in this poem. The first thing, we know that this poem is a free verse, is written in free verse. A person can sing, but can a land sing? But the poet says, I hear America singing. Yeah, you hear the table talking? Okay, he is a man and he can hear. I hear. But how can America, a geographical part of the earth, sing? A science student would totally disagree with this theory, but we literature students, we play with words. When Walt Whitman says, I hear America singing, we call it personification. Anaphora means the repetitive use of a particular word or phrase. And in this poem, we find that he uses a lot of repetition of the word the and singing. The word singing is used 11 times. The word the is also repeatedly used, as we find in the carpenter, the mason, the boatman, the deckhand, the steamboat deck, the shoemaker, the hatter, the woodcutter, the plowboy, the delicious singing, the mother, the girl, the young wife, the girl, the date, the party. The next is metaphor. Singing metaphorically means contributing to the glory of American nation by living and doing what he does. America singing in its varied carols symbolizes the unity of the working class American in the contribution of uplifting their nation. And that was a short analysis on the poem I Hear America Singing by Walt Whitman. I'll see you in the next video. Thank you.